is winter in June 2025, and I'm in Sydney, Australia, and it's cold and it's dark, and I'm trying not to wake up people as I record this, and a plane is flying in the sky. Now, I am, can you hear that? That's the plane. Now what I'm doing is I am sharing this as an analogy of what I think is happening. A dark sort of wave is coming upon the way we think and the way we approach problems in life. And that is the over-reliance on generative AI to complete what we thought were menial pieces of work. These could include things like research, basic research on topics, as well as writing reports, organizing our stuff, and right down to writing mission critical computer code, to preparing legal cases, to performing financial accounting, who knows, right? The vast scope of work that people are depending on generative AI is increasing. Now, for me, I have a problem with this sort of approach because I think that for me, it's like a dark and cold wave over my thinking and over my potential income-producing capabilities. And the reason I say that is because I have researched generative AI for coming to 3 years. And my take on this is that in comparison with having to double down on brushing up my skills and growing my skill set and empowering myself and increasing my productive capabilities with research and discovery on my own without generative AI, I'm finding that generative AI is taking away, if I lean too much on it, my critical thinking skills, my design skills, my mental structuring skills. So for example, when I write code and I compare it to the code that I get when I use generative AI tools, I notice that my experience after years and years of learning writing enterprise code the hard way, the structure of the code and the performance of my code is more elegant, uses less resources, is less verbose, and just simply for me better than what generative AI can pump out. Now, I'm not rubbishing generative AI per se, don't get me wrong. I love the capabilities that generative AI offers. For example, in my graphics software, I use prompts to create images. I use machine learning to improve the quality of my video work. And I do use generative AI based results for channels like this. I also use generative AI every now and then to help me with broaden my thinking and to consider other angles which I never would have thought before. But the number of times that I have come across, with confabulations and hallucinations using many LLMs from many different vendors is quite worrying. And that's why I am comfortable now in saying that if I depend so heavily on generative AI, number one, I'm not going to get the accurate results. And number two, I am just going to be very robbed of the critical thinking skills that I need in order to create value for my customers and for myself. Now, there is this study published jointly by Microsoft Research in Cambridge, as well as Carnegie Mellon University. And the link will be in the description. But essentially, I think the problem they point out in the so basically I think they sent out a survey to people to fill up regarding their views about generative AI, and the results that came back were quite surprising. And one of the points in the abstract was that there was a correlation between a heavier reliance on generative AI with a lower level of critical thinking. And there was equally a higher correlation between self-confidence as well as higher levels of critical thinking. Now, I will explore this study in another video, but basically that to me is one data point regarding what I reckon is a reduction in our critical thinking abilities when we lean too much on a technology that is anthropomorphized and seen as almost like a silver bullet to a lot of things. Now, this is my opinion. You may have different opinions. That's fine. But the key message here is that I think, for me, because creative capability is absolutely essential for earning an income as well as improving our quality of life. Because when we are more, I believe, empowered with newer skills and a better mindset, a broader mindset, I think that also helps improve our quality of life. Unlike this cold and dark night, I think that, investing in ourselves, in broadening our mindsets, by learning new skills, and by mastering the means of production, I think that kills two birds with one stone. It improves the way we think, and it improves our income producing capability. And that's why when I listen to people rant and rave, sorry, not rant, but rave about generative AI, I remind myself that yes, it's wonderful. I just shared with you my favorite parts: image generation, marketing, output, as well as what was I gonna say? Um, yes, helping me with broadening my thoughts when with the occasional brainstorming. But I am very concerned about the over-reliance and the absolute outsourcing of our thinking to text prompts and the results that we get back when we press enter, whether be it video, audio, or text results. I hope I'm wrong, but this is my point of view. So what I'm going to do is double down on improving my skills so that I can improve my creative and income producing capabilities. Thanks for watching this.